Our first stop in the Darwins and surrounds trip was Lichfield National Park, and we thought we'd just go in for a few hours and have a quick squiz. Bluey Rock Hole was the very first stop. The dogs were just loving the life in the caravan back in the park in the aircon, which we were allowed to do and leave them there, and we thought we'd go have a look and perhaps take a bit of a dip somewhere. Next up in Lichfield National Park was Florence Falls. A tiny walk from the car park, you can see the waterfall from the viewing platform, and then if you just happen to want to go down and have a look at the bottom and go for a swim, you've got several stairs. I cannot remember the exact amount, but it was maybe like 134, 164, something like that, stairs to go down, but you got to remember, you've got to go back up. Still in Lichfield is the termite mounds. These are very fascinating. This is not a stop where you would spend a lot of time, but it's definitely worth having a read, learning about them, and understanding why there's so many out in the middle of the Northern Territory. Tonight's location is Coolalinga Creek, I think that's how we say it, RV park. It's very spacious. You've got powered sites, you've got unpowered sites. There's a few people here, but you wouldn't even know it. It is $35 for powered, and unpowered I am unsure, it may be $20. I'll have to go look at the sign. But there's a dump point, toilets, camp kitchen, power and unpowered. We've got power, obviously, because it's hot, but beautiful spot, and super close to Lichfield if you're wanting to go to the national park. Next on our list of things to do in the Darwin and surrounds was Dundee Beach. We were staying at Coolalinga Caravan Park just on the outskirts of Darwin, so it was roughly about an hour's drive to Dundee Beach, and we sat, had some lunch and enjoyed the view. hanging out at Dundee Beach. Hey boys. Hey? Bob wants to swim. It's a beach baby. The water does look good, but do you all know what's lurking in there? It's now time for lunch and a bevy here at the Dundee Tavern. Dogs have got a shaded spot to sit on. They've got a beach view. What more could you ask for? Here we are driving along East Point Road at Fanny Bay. Look at that ocean. If only there were no crocs. We have decided today is the day that we are going to visit the Darwin Military Museum. Come along for a look with us in the history, the sadness, and plenty of information about the war in the 1940s in Darwin. I'm super excited. We have arrived at the Darwin Military Museum. Really interested at this history, and here is, I think it's a little truck that you can go around the city on. It's pretty cool. We are not doing this, they're doing that.
Message coming through from Melbourne. Huge flight of bombers overhead. Bound for Darwin.
It's probably nothing. It's just the Yanks coming back.
sad task of identifying 9 bodies as they lay outside the hospital.
If you head into the Darwin CBD, make sure you visit the Darwin Museum underground World War II oil storage tunnels. Pretty sure that's how it is. It was $12 per adult to enter. Well, we've made it into Darwin CBD and we've decided on the oyster bar. So we're going to have a couple of drinks because it's hot, have some oysters and enjoy the view. If you can find a caravan park that has a dog park. Amazing. I think this is only the second one that we have stayed at that's had a dog park. We're at Coolalinga, Northern Territory, just outside of Darwin. And the other one was Discovery, Port Augusta, South Australia. I think they're the only two that we've stayed at. Look, they're not big. They don't have to be big. It's just a chance that you can have your dog off lead. They're safe. And they don't have to be tied up the whole time. To finish off this video, we did a sunset at Gunn Point. Drove out onto the beach, set up our little camp for a few hours, watched the sunset, and we drove back to Coolalinga afterwards.